Have you ever found yourself standing in the middle of a room, and for a moment, you have absolutely no idea what you went in there for? Or maybe you finish a normal day, not a particularly strenuous one, and you feel a deep bone tired fatigue that a good night's sleep just doesn't seem to fix? You brush it off, of course. You tell yourself, it's just a busy week, or I'm not as young as I used to be, and you pour another cup of coffee and power through. It's what we do, right? We've spent decades being responsible, looking after others, and pushing through. But what if that occasional brain fog or that persistent tiredness isn't just a normal part of getting older? What if it's your body trying to get your attention? Welcome, everyone. If you're in your 40s, 50s, or beyond, and you start to notice little whispers from your body that things are shifting, then you are in exactly the right place. This isn't about fear-mongering or telling you that you're falling apart. Quite the opposite. This is about empowerment. It's about learning to understand the unique language your body uses after 40, so you can address small issues before they have a chance to become big ones. Think of it not as your body breaking down, but as it becoming a more sophisticated communicator. The problem is, we often aren't listening to the new dialect. In this series, we're going to talk about 5 hidden signs, the ones we most commonly dismiss as just age, that you should really never ignore. These are the subtle signals that can be early indicators of bigger things, and by understanding them, you can take simple, proactive steps to feel more vibrant, more energetic, and more like yourself again. Today, we're going to cover the first 2 signs because they are so deeply connected, often showing up hand in hand. Let's start with the first one, something almost everyone over 40 experiences but rarely talks about with any seriousness: that stubborn, unshakable fatigue. Now, I'm not talking about the feeling you get after a long day of gardening or chasing after your grandkids. That's the good kind of tired, the kind that comes with accomplishment. I'm talking about the kind of fatigue that feels heavy, the kind where you wake up in the morning after 7 or 8 hours of sleep and feel like you could easily sleep 7 or 8 more. Your get up and go has gotten up and gone, and it feels like a monumental effort just to get through your daily routine. For so long, we've been told, oh, you're just getting older, of course you're more tired. But what if we challenge that? What if we asked why? Very often, this level of fatigue is your body's way of waving a red flag about your mitochondria. Now, stay with me. That's a bit of a sciencey word, but it's a simple concept. Think of mitochondria as tiny little power plants inside almost every cell in your body. They're the ones responsible for creating your energy. And as we move through our 40s and beyond, these power plants can become less efficient. They can get sluggish, and they can also decrease in number. So, you literally have fewer power plants producing less energy. It's a physical thing, not just in your head. But, and this is the crucial part, this process is heavily influenced by our lifestyle choices. A diet high in processed foods and sugar creates inflammation that gums up those cellular power plants. A lack of quality sleep means they don't get the maintenance they need overnight. And a sedentary lifestyle? Well, that's like never revving the engine. It turns out, the less you move, the less reason your body has to produce energetic mitochondria. So, if you're feeling that deep cellular fatigue, it's your body's first, most common warning that your foundational energy systems need some support. It's not a life sentence. It's a conversation starter. And very often, having a conversation with that deep fatigue is the fog that seems to roll in over your mental clarity. This is our second sign, and it's one that can be genuinely frightening for people. You forget a word. You misplace your keys the 3rd time in a week. You walk into a room and draw a complete blank. It's frustrating, and if you're like most people, your mind might jump to the worst-case scenario. But more often than not, what we call brain fog is not a sign of something serious, but rather a symptom of other underlying issues. And very frequently, it's directly tied to that first sign of fatigue. Think of your brain as the most energy-hungry organ in your entire body. It's only about 2% of your body weight, but it uses about 20% of your total energy. So, if those cellular power plants, your mitochondria, are starting to produce less power, your brain is one of the first places to experience a brownout. The lights are still on, but they're dimmer. But the connection goes even deeper. That heavy, systemic fatigue often leads to poor sleep. not just in duration, but in quality. You might be in bed for 8 hours, but if you're not cycling properly through the deep sleep and REM stages, your brain doesn't get its essential housekeeping done. During deep sleep, your brain literally has a plumbing system called the glymphatic system that flushes out the metabolic waste and toxins that accumulate during the day. If that wash cycle doesn't run properly, you wake up with a dirty brain and it simply can't function at its best. So you feel foggy, slow, and forgetful. And there's one more huge piece of the puzzle that connects fatigue and brain fog: stress. When we're constantly tired, everything feels more stressful, doesn't it? And chronic stress floods your body with a hormone called cortisol. In small doses, cortisol is fine, but when it's constantly elevated, it can actually damage the part of your brain responsible for memory, the hippocampus. It's like cortisol is a corrosive mist, slowly affecting the very hardware of your memory. So, when you notice that mental fog setting in, instead of worrying, see it as a signal. It's your body's way of saying, hey, my energy systems are low, my sleep quality is poor, and my stress levels are too high. Can we please do something about this? Now, these first two signs, the deep fatigue and the mental fog, are so often intertwined, creating a cycle that can feel hard to break. But recognizing them for what they are, not as an inevitable sentence of age, but as a clear warning system, is the first and most powerful step toward turning things around. It's about shifting from just getting through the day to actively engaging with your body's messages. And understanding this connection gives us a fantastic foundation to build upon as we move forward and look at the next few signs your body might be sending you. It's fascinating, isn't it, how those first two signs, that heavy fatigue and the mental fog, work together almost like a feedback loop. One makes the other worse. And before you know it, you can feel a step behind your own life. But the body is a complex, interconnected system. And when it's trying to get a message through, it doesn't just use one channel. It turns up the volume in other areas, too. So, if you've been nodding along thinking, yes, that's me, the tiredness and the fog are real, then what we're about to discuss next will likely strike a chord as well. These are the signs that move from how you feel to more tangible, physical sensations that can stop you in your tracks. Let's talk about your joints. Now, I know what you're thinking. My knees have been talking to me since my 40s. What's new about that? And you're right, a little ache or stiffness, especially in the morning or when the weather changes, is something most of us just learn to live with. We call it creaky and we laugh it off. But there's a specific type of joint pain that is more than just a minor inconvenience. It's a warning. I'm talking about a stiffness that lasts for more than 30 minutes after you wake up. That feeling where your fingers, your knees, or your hips are so stiff and achy that it's a real effort to get moving. Or a pain that isn't just a dull background noise, but a sharp, persistent ache that flares up in the same specific spot every time you climb stairs, get out of a chair, or try to open a jar. This is your body doing more than just complaining about yesterday's gardening. This is often a signal of systemic inflammation. You see, as we age, our bodies can become more prone to a low-grade, chronic inflammatory state. Think of it not as a dramatic fire, but like a pilot light that's been left on too high, slowly simmering. This inflammation produces chemicals that can break down the protective cartilage in your joints and irritate the delicate linings. When you feel that persistent localized pain, it's a direct message that this inflammatory process is actively happening right there. It's your body's way of saying, the wear and tear balance is off. We have more breakdown than repair happening here. And the biggest mistake we can make is to stop moving because of it. When you stop, the muscles that support the joint weaken, the fluid that lubricates it stagnates, and the problem gets worse. So, that's specific. Nagging joint pain isn't a signal to sit down. It's a signal to change how you move, what you eat to cool that internal fire, and to pay attention to the scaffolding that holds you up. Now, this leads us perfectly into the fourth hidden sign, which is so subtle that we almost always credit it to something else. We blame a long day, a bad mattress, or stress. I'm talking about a gradual change in your posture. This isn't about your mother telling you to stand up straight. This is something that happens so slowly, over years, that you might not even see in the mirror until one day you catch your reflection in a shop window and think, when did I start to hunch forward like that? It's that slow rounding of the shoulders, the head starting to drift forward, the feeling that you're just a little bit shorter than you used to be. This isn't just an aesthetic issue. It's a profound warning sign about your musculoskeletal health. That forward head posture, sometimes called tech neck, puts an incredible amount of strain on your neck and upper back. For every inch your head moves forward, it effectively gains 10 pounds in weight from your spine's perspective. Imagine carrying a 20-pound weight around your neck all day. No wonder your shoulders are always tight. But it goes deeper than muscle strain. This gradual shift is very often a sign of bone and muscle loss. After 40, and especially for women after menopause, we can start to lose bone density, a condition called osteopenia, which can lead to osteoporosis. The muscles in our back and core, which are the pillars that hold us upright, can also weaken and atrophy if we don't actively maintain them. This combination can lead to tiny, imperceptible compression fractures in the spine over time, which is a primary reason people lose height and develop a stoop. So, that slow change in how you carry yourself is your body's long-term, slow-motion warning flare. It's telling you that the very framework of your body, your skeleton and its supporting muscles, needs your attention. It's a call to action for strength training, for weight-bearing exercises, for focusing on calcium and vitamin D. It's your body pleading with you to invest in your structural integrity, so you can stand tall, breathe deeply, and move without pain for years to come. So now we've looked at 4 key areas where your body sends up signals: your energy levels, your mental clarity, your joints, and your very posture. Each one is a piece of a larger puzzle, a conversation your body is trying to have with you about the internal environment. And understanding these first 4 gives us a powerful, holistic picture that sets the stage for the 5th and final sign, which in many ways ties them all together in a way you might not expect. And that really is a common thread, isn't it? These signals, the fatigue, the fog, the joint pain, the changing posture, they aren't separate, isolated problems. They're chapters in the same story. They're your body's different departments all sending memos to headquarters saying, the internal environment needs some adjustment. And when you start to listen to those memos, when you begin to connect those dots, you realize that your health is a deeply interconnected system. Which brings us to the 5th and final sign, one that is perhaps the most subtle of all, because it's not about a specific pain or a fleeting moment of confusion. It's about a fundamental shift in your relationship with the world, one that can creep in so quietly you might not even notice it happening. I want you to think about your social life for a moment. Think about the friends you used to see regularly, the hobbies you used to love, even the simple spontaneity of saying yes to a last-minute invitation. Now be honest with yourself. Has that changed? Have you found yourself, over the past few years, turning down more invitations? Telling yourself you're too tired, that you have too much to do around the house, or that you just can't be bothered? Have you noticed that the activities that used to bring you so much joy now feel like a chore? This gradual withdrawal, this loss of spark for the things and the people that light you up, is one of the most profound hidden warnings your body can send. Now, it's easy to dismiss this as just getting older. We tell ourselves we've earned the right to stay in, that we're just more set in our ways. But very often, this isn't a conscious choice. It's a consequence. It's the final warning light on the dashboard that flashes when all the other systems are running low. Think about it. When you're dealing with that deep, cellular fatigue, the last thing you have energy for is a social gathering. When your joints are aching, the idea of going for a walk with a friend feels daunting. When you're feeling foggy and out of sorts, you don't feel like your sharp, funny self. So you avoid conversations where you might feel slow or forgetful. You see how it works? The first 4 physical signs can act as a silent, invisible force that gently pushes you away from the very things that sustain your spirit and your will to live fully. This is so much more than just being a homebody. This social and emotional withdrawal is often a sign of your nervous system being stuck in a low-grade fight or flight mode. Chronic stress, pain, and inflammation keep your body in a state of high alert, which is utterly exhausting. Your system starts to prioritize conservation of energy above all else. It sees social engagement as a drain, not a recharge. But here's the painful irony. Connection is medicine. Laughter with a good friend, the feeling of belonging in a community, the mental stimulation of a new experience. These things release a cascade of feel-good hormones like oxytocin and endorphins. They are natural anti-inflammatories and pain relievers. They calm the nervous system. So, when you withdraw, you are inadvertently cutting yourself off from one of the most powerful healing sources available to you. This fifth sign is your body's ultimate plea. It's saying, the strategies we used to rely on to get through the day are no longer serving us. We are stuck in a cycle of conserve and protect, and it's costing us our joy. Recognizing this pattern is the first and most crucial step to breaking it. It's about understanding that saying yes to a coffee date, even when you're tired, or forcing yourself to pick up that old guitar, isn't frivolous. It's therapeutic. It's an active part of rewiring your system back toward engagement and vitality. So, there we have them. The 5 hidden signs. The deep fatigue that speaks to your cellular energy. The mental fog that signals your brain's need for cleanup and fuel. The nagging joint pain that points to simmering inflammation. The shifting posture that warns of your structural foundation. And the social withdrawal that reveals a nervous system begging for connection and joy. See them not as a list of problems, but as a map that your own body has drawn for you, highlighting the areas that need a little extra care and attention. The goal here was never to worry you, but to empower you, to give you a new language to understand what's really going on beneath the surface. Because once you understand what these signals mean, you can start to respond to them in small, manageable ways. You can choose an anti-inflammatory food not because it's a diet, but because it's a message to your joints. You can go for a walk not as a chore, but as a way to lubricate those joints and clear the fog from your brain. You can call a friend, not out of obligation, but as a conscious act of healing for your nervous system. This is your journey. You have the map now. I would love to hear about your journey in the comments below. Have you noticed any of these signs in your own life? What small step have you taken that has made a big difference? Your experience could be the very thing that inspires someone else to take that first step. If this conversation resonated with you, if it made you see your body in a new, more compassionate light, then please do give this video a like. It really helps us reach others who might need to hear this message. And consider subscribing to the channel. We're here to have these important, honest conversations about navigating the second half of our lives with energy, clarity, and joy. Remember, your body isn't working against you. It's been trying to talk to you all along. And now, you can start to listen. Here's to understanding its language, and to living your most vibrant, connected life at any age.